Well, Najeeb movement, I was not here and I was not actually part, but I'll talk generally couple of things about the discourse of disappearance and the discourse of enforced disappearance. अगर देखा जाए जो डिसअपेरेंस है, ये कोई भी बंदा गायब हो सकता है, कोई भी बंदा मेंटल एंजाइटी हो, अगर उसकी हो, टेंशन हो, स्ट्रेस हो, उसको कोई प्रॉब्लम हो तो वो गायब होगा या फिर खुदकुशी करेगा या कहीं अपने आप को छुपा कर बैठेगा. But when we talk about enforced disappearance, it is a very, very loaded term. Legally speaking, politically speaking, it is very, very loaded term. अगर हम देखा जाए nomenclature और UN का discourse देखेंगे, we'll see that कि UN defines the discourse of enforced disappearance as a weapon of war, against a community. Historically, if we see, जो भी colonial states हैं, they in Rwanda, in Syria and Algeria and other places, and other occupied territories of the world today, the enforced disappearance has been used as a weapon of war to instill fear and to enforce physical violence on certain community. So we see Najeeb's disappearance and many other disappearances in that parlance. Now, it's very interesting कि हिंदुस्तान की मुस्लिम कम्युनिटी के खिलाफ जो वॉर चल रहा है, this is a war that is fought outside university spaces for now, अब तक. War that's based on everyday lynching, war that's based on rights, war जहाँ पे वायलेंस को स्पॉन्सर किया जाता है, सर्टेन छोटे छोटे ग्रुप्स बना के उनको स्पॉन्सर किया जाता है, उसका स्पेक्टिकल बना के, थिएट्रिक्स बना के to instill fear in the Muslim community of India. But what is very interesting in case of Najeeb is that this war was furthered into the educational space, into the academic spaces. This was done primarily for two strategic motives. One, कि पहली बात तो यह है कि हमने तो मुसलमानों को हमने तो इनका एजुकेशन सिस्टम ही धर्म भरम कर दिया. हमने तो इनका तो हाईएस्ट ड्रॉप आउट रेट है प्राइमरी स्कूल्स में और सेकेंडरी एजुकेशन में. लेकिन ये लोग दिस सो कॉल्ड प्रिविलेज्ड स्पेस में क्यों आते हैं? दिस अग्रहाराज ये क्यों आते हैं? यहाँ पे इतना कुछ धर्म भरम, इतना स्ट्रक्चर कोलैप्स करने के बाद क्यों आते हैं? And then you see these people with the visible markers of the Muslim identity. Kurta पहन के they challenge the discourse, hijabi challenging the discourse, articulate enough, having all the jargon and discourse in their arsenal, and this is why the Muslim body becomes man problematic stuff for them. And what is very interesting in Najeeb's case is that one, to instill fear within the Muslim community and within the Muslim community in JNU, कि रात के 2 बजे if someone wearing an identity of Muslim Kashmiri thinks that कि मुझे नजीब कर दिया जाएगा यहाँ पे, और ये कि एक टैग लगा के a terrorist module busted, और उसके बाद हिंदन एक्सप्रेस में ये बड़े बड़े टेबलाइट्स जो हैं वायर में आता है कि टेररिस्ट मॉड्यूल बस्टेड, 12 साल तक 13 साल तक जेल के अंदर डाल दिया जाता है. और उसी दवायर में, उसी इंडियन एक्सप्रेस के छोटे से कोने में आता है 5 into 5 सेंटीमीटर साइज में, 15 साल बाद 20 साल बाद इनको बरी कर दिया गया है. This is the kind of a vulnerability and the fear psychology that has been generated. But it's very interesting is that physical violence in Muslims is not new. Historically, civilizationally, if we speak, हमने physical violence झेला है, and physical violence has not killed Muslims. It has not decimated Muslims. Rather, Muslims have become more strong as a counter reaction to the physical violence. So if someone thinks right now that we can create a state on the discourse of violence and tactics of fear, मुसलमानों को डरा के, they are misled. मुसलमान डरेंगे नहीं और यहाँ, and we are not today here रोना धोना के लिए, just to tell the state and tell to the other non-state actors that we will not, and हम रोना धोना नहीं करेंगे and will not allow you to construct state like that. Second thing, which is very interesting and which is very important here, what makes whole discourse convoluted is when people, academia, students in JNU say that नजीब को गायब कर दिया गया सिर्फ क्योंकि वो JNU का स्टूडेंट था, बल्कि वो ऐसा कहो कि वो मुस्लिम स्टूडेंट नहीं था, JNU का स्टूडेंट था. Speak like that, say it. या हिंदुस्तान में इस्लामोफोबिया नहीं है, कम्युनलिज्म है. This is how they snatch the agency and intellectual discourse from us, and this is why what I call this kind of is epistemic Islamophobia. This epistemic Islamophobia needs to be challenged. And you know what? Knowledge production has been intricately connected with the colonial discourse. जब knowledge production हुई तो imperialism हुआ world में, and this knowledge production that's coming right now in these agraharas, in these brahminical spaces, is giving very agency to the power that be to perpetuate events like these. So beyond physical violence, it is the epistemic violence that deny Muslims agency here to represent themselves as a Muslim body. We challenge that, and we stay here that Najeeb's events will not stop us from holding these kind of protesters and speaking truth to the power that be. Thank you so much.